anyway, have any of you guys ever gotten one of these in the mail? It's a little key, and it's from the warehouse something or other, and basically they give you like a scratch card, and scratch, and they're all winners, like you won a car, and then you just like take this down to your local something or other club, and you win a car. That sounds illegal to me. Like, do you think if I actually took this down there and said, hey, I want a car, that they would give me a car? That would be nice. Okay, so as most of you know, Harry Potter comes out tonight at midnight. So technically tomorrow, but it's still tonight. And for more of you who don't know, I am a Harry Potter fanatic. Like, oh my god, like Harry Potter's just been such a huge part of my life. The first book came out when I was 11 in the 6th grade, 10, 11, something like that. And my homeroom teacher, who was also my English teacher, Mr. Eater, decided that it would be fun for the whole class to read the first book, Sorcerer's Stone. So he split the class into the houses. So you had Slytherin, Gryffindor, Ravenclaw, Hufflepuff, and I was one of the top students in the class, so I got to be the head of whatever house I wanted, and like, having not read the books yet, I was just like, oh, I choose Slytherin because they're little, you know, their symbol is a snake, and I love snakes, and their colors are green and silver. Green's my favorite color. So yeah, so I was the head of Slytherin house. I was a prefect, and like, yeah, we read the whole book, you know, in class, and me and this other kid who I chose to be in Slytherin, Travis, I think his name was Travis, we read the book in one day, and like, all we did was talk about it and make everyone mad because we read it before everyone else. And what was really cool about this English class was Mr. Eater would have us, like, he created Quidditch, like a way to play, and we had like a whole bunch of different balls, and we went out and played in the field, and Slytherin ended up taking home the cup because we rock. And so yeah, good memories. So yeah, basically for me, Harry Potter has been like, you know, the first book came out when I was 11 and they were 11, and it's like, it just resonated so deeply with me, not just because like I love to read and I love fantasy and you know, magic and stuff, just because the kids were my age. It was relatable, and like stuff that they would do that wasn't magic related, like their emotions and stuff, I guess, was stuff that I felt. And I know that's really, really cheesy, but that's how it was for me, you know? And like every year when a new book would come out, I would be growing up with them, and when the movies came out, you know, just the actors were so perfect. I'm the same age as the actors, and it was just, whew. Now that part 2 of the final movie is coming out, I find myself feeling really sad. Like, it's the end, you know, of such a long thing. I mean, I've been with these books for over 10 years now. The books and the movies and the franchise and just everything about it has been like really meaningful to me. And I had friends in high school who, like, they were die-hard fanatics. You know, they went to the conventions, they dressed up, they did fan fiction, stuff like that. I never got into it. Like this right here. This is my Slytherin shirt. This is the only Harry Potter shirt that I own. And like, it took me forever to find it today. That's why it's a little wrinkly. But like, yeah, I went to the midnight release of almost every book. I think the 7th book, actually, I was in New York at the time, and I ended up getting it the day after it came out with my group that was in New York, and I read it within the first day, and a couple other people did too, and like, I wasn't allowed to talk about it, and it was such, you know, I'm not going to spoil anything for those of you who haven't read, but if you have read the 7th book, you know what I'm talking about. The ending, you just wanted to go and tell all your friends and talk about how you were feeling, and I couldn't do that until a few days later. But yeah, like, just it's the end, you know? It's the end. It's like, I don't know. I don't know how I feel. I'm sad, but then a part of me is like, you know, aren't you too old for this? No, I'm not too old for it. You know? Man, I am sad. I'm sad and I feel geeky and it's the end of Harry Potter. So with that being said, what houses do you guys think you are? Like, there are sorting hat toys actually that can sort you, but that's way too into. What house do you think you are? What house do you want to be in? Like I said, I'm Slytherin, and the reason for that is because Slytherin, they're smart. They're really smart, and I know everyone will be like, yeah, well, Ravenclaw is smart too. Different kinds of smart. Slytherin, they're cunning. You know, they're almost cutthroat. They're clever, but more. It's hard to explain, I guess. But yeah, like anytime there was ever a character in the book that was from Slytherin, with the exception of, you know, pretty much everyone who's a Death Eater, because, yeah, I'm not a bad guy. But, you know, just everything about them, how they're dark and mysterious, kind of loners, really intense. That's me. Like, I mean, Gryffindor, yeah, you're brave, you're strong, blah, blah, blah. But Gryffindor to me is just a giant cliche. Like, that's the superhero house, and I'm just not that. And then there's Ravenclaw, you know, you're smart, you're bookish. Well, I'm smart, but not in that way. And then there's Hufflepuff, you know, they're all friendly and friend-oriented, and it's like, yeah, I don't have any friends. Sad face. So, yeah, that's why I am a Slytherin. Proud Slytherin. Green and silver all the way. So yeah, what houses are you guys? Like, I know a couple people are gonna bash me for being a Slytherin, but that's okay. House pride, man, house pride. So yeah, that's my little Harry Potter rant. Okay, I have to get ready to go to work soon, and like, I don't actually work until 6, and it's like 3:30. I have to go and cash my check and just all kinds of crazy stuff. Work's been giving me really crappy hours lately, like super crappy. Like tonight, what's today? Today's Thursday, and you know, weekdays in retail, you usually get out before you're scheduled to. Like, we close at 11, so I'm scheduled to get off at 11:30. But depending on the weekday and the weather, you know, we'll get out at different times. Like some days, Tuesdays and Wednesdays, sometimes we get out before the store even closes. So I'm kind of hoping that's not the case tonight, because if I'm going in at 6, scheduled 6 to 11:30, since it's over 4 hours, I automatically have to take a 30-minute break. And also a 15-minute paid break. So like I won't be off the clock for that, but I'll be off the clock for my lunch break, obviously. And so that means that's 30 minutes that I'm not getting paid for being there. 45 minutes total that I'll be out of my area. Now that's only a couple hours to get what I need to get done. Oh, and I forgot to tell you, my zone tonight is jewelry and accessories. And when you have jewelry and accessories, they usually also give you girls. And lately, since we've been slow, they've been giving whoever has jewelry and girls, they've been giving them boys and shoes. So it's jewelry, accessories, girls, boys, and shoes. And it's a big square chunk. And 6 to 11:30, I'm not gonna have time to do that. Definitely not. It's actually my first time ever working that specific zone. So I don't know where anything goes. It's just going to be really frustrating, especially if we get out early, and people will be frustrated because I get there at 6 and we end up, you know, everyone's finishing up at 10 and they all have to come help me. That's really frustrating. So thanks, Target. Thanks for that. Thanks for making me hated. On a more serious note, well, I guess it's not that serious. I found out recently that 2 girls that I work with, I won't name any names, but a couple girls that I work with are mothers-to-be. They're expecting, which is really great for them. Like, I'm super happy for them, but like, just, it's putting my life in perspective a little bit. And it's funny, I found out about both of them the same day, and later when I got home, one of my best friends that I've known for years, he's a couple years older than me, but he was like, I have news for you. And I was thinking in my head, I swear to God, if he tells me that he's gonna be a dad, I'm gonna flip out. And sure enough, he's gonna be a dad. So it's like, man, like what age do you guys think is a good age to start having kids? Mentally, I feel like I'm like 27. Like I've always been older, more mature than I am, and so naturally, being only 21, I feel like I'm ready to have kids. I want to have kids, and when I see girls and guys from like people that I graduated high school with and who are younger than me, who are already getting married, getting engaged, on their first kid, second kid, third kid, getting divorced, which is kind of crappy, but it's like, you know, still, it makes me feel really left behind. But then in the back of my head, you know, I'm like, well, that's just how the times are, you know, people are falling in love earlier and earlier, you know, just depending on where you are. And I don't know, like in the back of my head, I think I'm too young. You know, I work at Target, I make minimum wage, I live in a bad neighborhood, you know, I think about stuff like that. So it's like, yeah, I couldn't bring a child into this, but at the same time, I want a baby. I love babies so much. Yeah. So that's really that, I guess. Oh, also, I was covering electronics for Ali the other night, and there was his dad who was there, and it was really, really slow, and he was just talking to our Target mobile phone guy, and you know, setting up a phone and stuff, and he had a baby and a toddler with him, and the baby was just in the cart, and was just being fussy and stuff, and I was just talking to her, and she was smiling, and it was making me happy. And then he had a little boy who was probably 3 or so, and in our store, electronics is right across from toys, so literally right at the electronics boat, there's a giant ball pit, and you know what I'm talking about, the big round balls that people pop out and bring everywhere, and they're different colors. And he kept going and playing with one, and his dad would have to chase him around and stuff, and you know, it was taking a while for him to get what he needed to do done, so I ended up just basically just rolling the ball around with the little boy for about 15 minutes, and his dad really appreciated it, and it made me smile because it was the only highlight of my day. And just little things like that make me happy. And you know, when they went to leave, his dad was like, I know this isn't a daycare center, but I really appreciate that. And I was like, it's all good. Love little kids. What did you guys think of my wig? Courtesy of Halloween 2010. But hope you guys are having a good day. Hopefully I'm going to get this posted before the movie gets released. That was my plan, to do this like 3 days ago. But I'm lazy, so bye! Thanks for watching. Also, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you like it, or don't, that's fine too. But I really hope that you do, because I like it. Add it to your favorites down below, subscribe to my channel, add me as a friend. I like friends. I always respond back to comments that I get, just the feedback that I get from my fans. It means a lot to me to have, you know, people who actually find me funny, because I don't find me funny. But yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. Bye guys!